What's up, YouTube? Today's video is going to be focused on the pros and cons of a Navy deployment. So I'm going to give you guys 5 pros and 5 cons. To be honest, there's actually a lot more cons to being on a deployment than pros, but I'm going to give you 5 and 5. It was a lot easier coming up with 5 cons, but here we go. I'm going to start off with the cons and end off on the pros. I like ending on a positive note. So the first con, the food is extremely shitty. All right, there's no other way to say it. The food sucks. It's nasty. It's always either undercooked or overcooked. I mean, you basically have to drown everything in hot sauce if they have it. And whenever you try to get a soda or a drink or whatever, it could be flat. It could just be like mainly water in it. Everything is just shitty. All of the food, especially mid-rats. So just be prepared for that. The eggs aren't real. I don't know. Like the bacon is like pink. It's not cooked, crunchy or anything. It's like a little flappy, just soft and pink. It's just shitty food. All right, the food is terrible. Con number 2. You work every day. You work every day for 12 hours. Well, depending on where you work. That's what my shift was. I worked every day for 12 hours until you hit port. So if you're scheduled for 3 port visits within, like, let's say 7 months, do the math. I mean, you're going to be out to sea working every single day until you get to a port visit. So that could be 2 months straight. That could be a month and a half straight. That could be 3 months straight. It just depends on the port visit. But you will work every day. You don't get days off unless you're hitting a port. So that's pretty shitty. Con number 3, lines. You have to wait in the line for everything. Laundry, wait in the line. You gotta take a shit, get in line. You gotta take a shower, get in line. Everything. To eat that shitty food that I was just telling you about, you gotta get in line. All right, there's a line for literally everything. By the time you finish a Navy deployment, you will be sick and tired of lines. Con number 4, the ship is just a dirty place, like, in general. I've had time, like, it's like leaking everywhere. I've had a time when I just got my food, and sometimes you could be waiting in line for like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on what they got down there. And like, I got my little tray and I'm walking. I just got my food and I'm about to go find a seat to go sit in. And it's like some moldy pipe literally dripped like disgusting moldy water in the middle of my plate. And I just had to look at it and I just like had to deal with it. You can't just go back and be like, hey man, something just dripped up. Like they don't give a shit. It's like, just get back in line. It's a dirty, disgusting place. The showers are disgusting. The bathroom is disgusting. Everything. If you walk around with no socks on or no shoes on, at any point, you're pretty much looked at as like disgusting. So that's how you get like athlete's foot. Gastro travels around the boat like no other. It's just a dirty place. And the 5th con will be how you sleep. It's very difficult to sleep on the carrier because you got airplanes landing at all times and taking off of the ship. And depending on what level you sleep on, you can hear it loud and clear. You got assholes in the berthing that are talking nonstop, even when you have to sleep. So sleeping is pretty shitty too. All right, so that's 5 cons. Let's get to the positive parts now. Let's get to that. Pro number 1, you get to save a shit ton of money. I've walked off a deployment saving close to $15,000. I mean, you're just working every day. You don't really have to spend your money. If you were like me, I don't have any kids or anything, any car. I didn't have anything to spend my money on, so my money was just piling up. So it's easy as hell to save a lot of money. Pro number 2, you get to travel to different countries, It may not be every day or very often or whatever, but I got to go all over the place though. I was in Australia. I got to go wherever. You get to travel. All right, so that's pro number 2. Number three, you get to just the overall experience. I would say is really cool. You know, like just stuff that you would never see. Like, you know, if you live in a big city, you don't get to see like what the stars look like. I mean, well, like yeah, you see stars every once in a while, but like you know, light pollution plays a big role in blocking the stars and all that stuff. When you're out in the middle of the ocean in the middle of the night, there's no light pollution. You can see every star. You can see shooting stars. You can see crazy stuff like that. We saw dolphins. We saw whales. Like it's like a bunch of it's. It actually is some cool stuff to see out there. It just gets old after a while. Pro number four, you just get to create a strong bond with a few people. Two of my best friends. I've been out of the Navy for over 2 years. Two of my best friends still to this day were two guys that I served with and I was on deployment with. It's it's just another kind of bond when you get to work out, eat, sleep. Literally everything you do is with certain people. It's gonna either make or break your relationship, and it made us stronger than ever. So, you definitely walk out with some great friends. And the last pro that I'll say is it helps you appreciate the little things a lot. Like uh, just the fact that I get to sleep in like my queen size bed is like it means the world to me every night. Like it makes me appreciate that because on the boat you don't have a queen size bed. You got like a little freaking coffin, like a little shitty ass rack that you don't get to move around that much in. If you lift your head up, you're gonna hit your head on top of the rack. It makes you appreciate decent food, you know, because you're eating shit food for like 8 months at a time. So it just makes you appreciate a lot of things more, and you'll be a lot more thankful when you get off of that ship, and you be like, man, like I really appreciate that I can use my phone and use the internet and do all this other stuff. So, uh, yeah, that's my five pros and cons of being on a Navy ship. Y'all got any more questions about being on a Navy deployment? Y'all can comment below, hit me up or whatever. Y'all know what to do. Peace.